welcome to Hope Again. Today we are honored to have with us Professor Dr. Walther Schwarzacher, who is a well-known physicist and academic leader and currently serving as Dean at the Lahore University of Management Sciences. He has served for many years at the Bristol University in UK. So he holds a dual perspective on the quality of education, most importantly at higher education level. So we are here to ask him certain questions regarding the Pakistani education system, mostly at the higher level, and want to listen his perspective on what he has to say as far as both systems are concerned. So thank you, Walther Schwarzacher.
Shukriya. Assalamu alaikum.
So could you please tell us about your early life and what inspired you to pursue physics?
I grew up in Belfast, Northern Ireland. I grew up at a time where that was not a very pleasant city to live in because there was a war going on between two groups of people, one group wanting to leave the United Kingdom and one group wanting to stay in it. But I was fortunate because I lived in a peaceful part of the city. Both of my parents were university academics, and that is probably the reason that I became an academic. There is a long tradition of that sort of work in our family because my father was Professor Walther Schwarzacher. My grandfather was also Professor Walther Schwarzacher. So I am Professor Walther Schwarzacher III. Why I specifically chose physics? Well, there was gradually a progression because my grandfather was a forensic medic, my father a geologist. So there was a gradual trend towards physics, which is after all the most fundamental of sciences.
Could you tell something about your early education, particularly school and college, and then start of university?
My high school was in the centre of Belfast. It was a really grim place. It was all bricks, tarmac, 2 or 3 tiny trees, but almost no green. And the people who ran the school had a stroke of genius to bring a bit of colour into the place. The school uniform was black and white. It was a good school. I learned a lot there, especially about physics and about the sciences. Education was interrupted sometimes because it was the city centre and every so often a bomb would go off. I remember sitting in an English class at one point, there was a loud bang and flames started pouring from a building nearby. And I remember the teacher saying, "Keep calm, there's no need to panic." Or is there?
Where did you receive your early higher education? And how did your academic journey lead you to University of Bristol?
I did my higher education, both undergraduate and postgraduate, at the University of Cambridge. This was a great place to study. I wouldn't say that the quality of the education from the instructors was always good. They left you a lot to learn yourself, but it was a great place to be. And the opportunity to do a PhD there was absolutely exceptional. How did I go from there to Bristol? Well, I was a postdoc at the United States National Institute of Standards and Technology. And when I was there, my former PhD supervisor wrote to me saying, "Well, there is a job being advertised at Bristol. You should apply to it." I didn't think I would have any chance of getting it, but I was offered an interview and I was offered the position of lecturer at the University of Bristol.
Okay. Who were some of the mentors or events that played a key role in shaping your career path?
I would say my 2 PhD supervisors. The first PhD supervisor I had, he was an inspiring person, but he left after the first year of my PhD and basically left me to be completely independent and set research questions and do all the research myself. My second PhD supervisor was not a specialist in the area of my research, but he provided the support that I needed. And from that, I learned that if you are working with PhD students, you have to provide them with support as well as academic guidance. My hobby is really music. I play the bassoon, which is an instrument that very few people in Pakistan know about. Actually, one of my motivations for coming to Pakistan was so that I could say that I would be a nationally leading bassoon player, because as far as I know, there are no other bassoon players in Pakistan. So music was my main extracurricular activity. But being at Cambridge, I did, of course, also participate in rowing.